I hate white walls. If you know me and you follow this channel for a while, you're probably no stranger to my distaste of white kitchens, but I don't tend to harp on white walls too much, and I really should. Now don't get me wrong, white can be a fantastic color sometimes, but to base your whole color scheme around it in an entire room, a whole floor, or even a house, let's just say it's not always sunshine and rainbows, okay? In fact, rarely is it ever. And there's a couple reasons for that. Today's sponsor is us. ThePaintPeople.com is your go-to destination for quality paint and paint supplies. We're more than just a paint store, we are your partner in bringing color to life. Visit our website today and discover a world of colors, quality, and convenience. And as a thank you for supporting us on YouTube, use coupon code JAMES5 for 5% off your order. First up, being a painter, the application struggle is real when it comes to white paint. Painting white walls seems like a breeze, right? Wrong, actually, because firstly, there tends to be a coverage issue when it comes to white paint, especially with lower end, lower quality products, but even in some of the high-end stuff, 2 coats is often not going to be good enough, especially for covering something really dark or really vibrant and saturated. But I've seen white paint struggle to cover over off-whites in 2 to 3 coats. Sometimes it takes 4 to get that really beautiful, even coverage without seeing some of that patchiness close up. And when you are painting, any tiny little imperfection or flaw shows up like a neon sign on a really dark highway or something. Patchy spots, streaks, forget about it.
Forget about it.
You gotta be Michelangelo with a roller to pull this off flawlessly. Not just anyone can do it, believe me. Especially when you factor in all those pesky corners and edges. I find white paint to be notorious for picture framing to happen, where you have your brushwork become more prominent than the section that you roll. Now, of course, if you're doing the right number of coats, which is a lot, you probably won't have that issue. But for the amateur, that's something that I see all the time happen. By the time you're done wrestling with the paint can, you'll be longing for a more forgiving color, something that hides your brush strokes like a magician hides a little dove. So beware if you're applying it yourself, or even if you're hiring a professional. I wouldn't be surprised if they charged you a little bit extra to factor in the potential extra coat it's inevitably going to take. Inevitably. Moving on to reason number 2, the never-ending cleaning battle. White walls are like giant dirt magnets with a permanent on switch. Every single fingerprint, scuff mark, and dust bunny becomes personal attack on your pristine white masterpiece. Because it looks really great on camera, it looks really good on the internet, but in practicality, it is such a nuisance when it comes to upkeep. Your once perfect walls look more like a scene from The First 48 or something. That got a bit dark. Any A&E fans watching from Miami? Because I feel like most of the crimes happening on that show are from South Beach. Just saying. I like Miami, but you know, kind of spooky. The thing is, with these white walls, you're constantly touching them up, wiping them down, and battling the inevitable smudges. And don't get me started if you have kids or pets, or you just love to move things around in your home. Let's be real, who has that kind of time or energy for a wall color that needs constant coddling? And white paint colors do. They really do. Now, some might argue white walls are a blank canvas color. Great clean slate, main color worthy perhaps, perfect for letting your personality shine through your furniture and your decor. I can see that, but here's the thing. A blank canvas that's that blank when you're going all white can be pretty boring. White walls themselves don't add any sort of warmth or depth to a room. They can leave it feeling very sterile and uninviting. I mean, where's the personality? Where's the pizzazz? Your home should reflect your style, your story. And white walls often leave you feeling like you're living in a showroom or mediocre art gallery, not really a home. So imagine the difference between a brightly lit white room with minimal furniture and a space bursting with color and patterns and texture. It's a night and day difference in terms of personality and warmth. But I guess if your personality is pretty low-key and minimalist, then, you know, could work. But I don't think that goes for a lot of you watching right now. Speaking of coldness, white walls can also make a room feel stark and chilly, especially in spaces with limited natural light. They can even highlight imperfections in your furniture or your flooring because they're not really taking any of the attention, and it could bring the attention to other parts of your space that maybe aren't ideal. I mean, sure, white can be great for opening up a smaller space in terms of making it feel brighter and airier, but there are warmer alternatives that achieve the same sort of effect without that icebox factor. Think about this. If you had a really nice book you were dying to read, would you rather read it in a nice cozy ski lodge with a big roaring fireplace or outside on the slopes? I mean, come on, don't ski and read. Finally, let's talk about the trend treadmill. I think white walls are still a little bit on that trendy side of things if you really just lean into the whole clean, minimalist aesthetic. But trends come and go super quick, like in an instant they're gone. Do you really want to repaint your entire house every year just to keep up with the latest design fads? And of course, we talk about these trends on our channel. I think it's good to be aware of them, but not beholden to them, if that's the right word. Embrace colors and patterns that you genuinely love and create a space that reflects your unique personality, not just the latest issue of Home Decor Magazine or HouseDigest.com or thepaintpeople.com. I mean, that's a pretty cool website. So there's a million more interesting options out there, and often the best ones will just come straight from you, your experience. So what are your thoughts on white walls? Do you love them or hate them? Let me know in the comments below, and another video right over here. Boom.